Alright, so I'm just stopping in really quick here. Trust me, really, just quick. I just wanted to take a little look at a couple of things because I think it's always a good idea for us to, you know, research things before we speak on them, right? So the first thing I want to look up is first thing I'm going to look at is I was watching somebody's video and they were speaking about um, if somebody says somebody has AIDS or HIV, okay, and if it was legal or not legal. So now here's the problem with that is that each state has its own different sets of laws about it. So they've convoluted the waters of having to enforce certain laws, unless you have enough money, I'm sure, then you could get an attorney and they do all, But for people who don't have enough money, um, basically, that's the bottom line of it. If you don't have enough money, you simply don't matter, I guess. But that's where my frustration comes in this world. So I'm gonna look this up. Okay. State and federal laws. Now, I'm not saying Sharon has HIV or doesn't have it, right? She didn't say she had it, but they're all running with it because she's saying if she does have it, that would be illegal for them to go around saying that. True, true. That is true. That is true. It's also illegal if you do have it to not tell your, your partners. Okay. I don't think it should be different in every state because if it's on social media, then how are they going to, what state are they going to say? You know? State and federal laws prohibit the disclosure of a person's HIV status. Maintaining the privacy of a person's HIV status is important because discrimination against people living with HIV is still pervasive. It's perceived as socially dangerous. It can result in denial of employment, violence, and other collateral consequences. Yeah. Now that's if somebody has it, okay? It's not up to, you to tell people if they do. It's up to the person to tell their partners. They don't even have to, you know what I mean? They're not required to disclose it to just somebody walking down the street or for somebody else to sit there saying, "Oh, that person has it," because you could get them in possible violent circumstances. Okay? I'm just reading what it says, okay? So I mean, just so that people have it clear. Yep, they've got certain states have the AIDS Confidentiality Act. It's illegal for any person to disclose your HIV status without your permission. So if she doesn't have it, you're breaking the law because you're making it like hi, hidden blessings. You're putting her in possible harm's way and possible discrimination. And if she doesn't have it, you're committing slander. And when you say it's not like that, it's slander and libel. Okay. So, yeah, no, can't do that. Kind of a thing. Yeah, I'm fine. I hope you're feeling well. So basically, based on a video I just looked at, basically, you'd be breaking like multiple laws to continue to say that because it's putting somebody in danger, and writing it and speaking it out is slander and libel. Now, unfortunately, unless somebody has enough money, yes, hidden blessing. Unless somebody has enough money um, to get an attorney, that's the. I think that it's really crazy how you know the things people say, and they don't realize that although we don't have enough money to do anything really much about it, as human beings, you would think they would, you know, have the decency to know what sort of stuff is just so extreme. Um, Now, I want to just talk about, how they're constantly calling people PEDOs and stuff, and accusing people of PEDOs. It's just, it's a shame that people can slander people like they do. Like, well, first of all, I heard somebody making a video screaming at me about, it was a month ago, right? Or it was a month ago. But here's the thing. They're screaming at me saying that it was a 2018 video and I'm talking about somebody's daughter. Here's the thing. I didn't know Kanye in 2018. So you're incorrect and you're screaming about something and you don't have your facts straight. So, it's just not okay to continue, slander or compare. I mean, if you're going to look up, if you're going to make a video saying that calling somebody, overweight is the same as calling them HIV, you might want to type in the legalities of that because it doesn't seem to be comparable. Just saying it isn't comparable. So all these people going, body shaming, body shaming, body shaming, while thinking calling people PEDOs and claiming that they have sexually transmitted diseases is, yeah, way worse. And if we had the money, that's the only thing holding back that, you know, It just can't, it's just not okay. I get it that I'm not a, and another thing I came across was a lot of people who actually had been arrested for faking medical issues and having false GoFundMe's, but nobody who's ever been arrested for accusing people of that. Like, I don't appreciate being called a scammer or an e-beggar or go fraud me. Now, people have been arrested for actually having done that. See, so they don't get it both ways. They just don't. I'm sorry. It just isn't happening. Sorry that I'm not, Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow, and so defamation of my character doesn't matter. No, incorrect. It does. Um, for my intentions, I think what I need to do is reach out to actual people and families who have gone through, you know, this actual, you know, character assassination of loved ones or themselves, and do a serious letter writing campaign. And in no offense to anybody who's listening silently, but when you're fighting to make it that, see, because here we've got these social media platforms that offer us privacy guidelines and privacy protection and this, that, and the other thing, right? But at the end of the day, they all are granted immunity to anybody being able to sue them. Granted immunity. So they're offering privacy guidelines and stuff like that that they have no motivation to enforce. Why should they bother? Uh, they're not going to be held responsible. Their money keeps rolling in. What the fuck do I matter, right? What does my future or my mental state or anything at all matter? I don't have billions. And I need people that really care. And I know Hidden Blessings really cares. And there might be people listening to this that really care about whether or not your kids, your loved one, and yourself are being protected. If you were an abused woman and you needed to move far away for the protection of you and your family, because there is nobody is exactly hidden blessings. Nice point. Nice point. And a name that sometimes people, they maintain. And the bottom line is because we don't have the money, we aren't allowed to maintain that name as easy as we used to be able to maintain that safety even. Okay? There was a time you could have a private phone number or move away. I actually had to relocate from where I live because of a stalker freak. And it wasn't too long before fuckers were using it, my address for their fucking avatar name, their account name. Who gives a fuck? Oh, maybe he wants to kill her. Maybe he can go there and kill her. Who gives a fuck? Ooh. And then, I become a statistic. But I matter. We matter. People matter. But I want to tell you something. My motivation in recent years, mine, to move hard on this and hope to make a difference. And, you know, make a difference. But I do know that 37 people keeping silent, high $5 on me. No, it's not public record. $5 on that's they make it a crime to not tell somebody that you're going to be intimate with in order to make it not be required to be public information. Because as public information, somebody could be discriminated against, maybe not be able to get a job. It's sexually transmitted. You know what I mean? Whatever the case is, it's considered like it could cause discrimination, violence, and other consequences. So they make it, which makes sense. So if you can't, like kind of like if that person can't adhere to at least not causing more creation of the spread of it, yeah, but you can only be brainwashed if, I guess it is kind of easy to brainwash people because there used to be a person who would come in my live streams, and when they came in, everybody would stop talking. So I was brainwashed to think that that person, I was like, oh, this person is the person, like who ruins my room. But in actuality, it's the people, they're brainwashing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're one at a time, just get them one at a time. So they were getting me brainwashed, even though they were in a Discord. And honestly, they were. And being like, Rachel, whenever or they converse, whatever it was, they converse. Whenever she comes in this room, everybody stop talking. And then I'll follow each one's lead. Like now, how it is, people are talking and they say, well, what has to be done is she's got to be completely ignored. So for me, it would kind of, and I'm sure everybody has their own feelings of whatever. But for me, it's like the movie Sixth Sense. Remember? And you had to watch it twice because he couldn't even figure out why isn't anybody talking to him, right? But we didn't even know nobody was talking to him. But at the end of the day, it was because he was dead anyway. He was already dead. And that's suicide Joe. To make somebody, like they would, and I could talk about my experience because it involves cancer. And that is the story I know the most. And that's the way it is. And if they don't like it, then fuck them. Okay? Because we've all gone through things. And to bury it down inside, hey, you know what? I'm proud to want to live. And even happier just to breathe. So fuck them. Because what they want and still do, and even if you're sitting here watching and not typing, no. I know some of people are driving. Other people do have their things, but they know I'm big on encouragement for people. Okay, big on it. So they know that, so they go, well, we won't fight, and that'll discourage her. But I see the numbers sitting there, so you just sitting there, and me being a person who, if I can't wrap my head around something, then I'll read it. I'll educate myself on it. I look at each one of them as I know me. So they can call me, I mean, Chicken Winter is still calling me a liar. Like, and it's like, excuse me, the fuck is wrong with you, lady? Now, that's fine. Well, not really. It's not really fine. Um, but anybody with a brain would say, well, you just blatantly lied. And where did she lie? Like, like you even say, well, I like to do my own investigation on what you say about people. And you look back at 2018 and what you were saying about time. You see? Now, I did share that whole video. No, but you understand that when you said, if these people were really my friend, they'd talk to me. But you see, you're being brainwashed. Now, I know you would think, I'm a proud person too. I almost was like, uh, even just now, like when Hidden Blessings said a result of brainwashing people, right? I almost forgot about when that had happened to me. I was going to say, well, I don't know, but, but I forgot about how easy it was to just get rid of what I thought was the problem. Not thinking or even wanting to believe that people who, and I guarantee you, a lot of these people are probably showing, okay? And a lot of us might be. Look at our age, right? I know, which that's not a bad thing to stay home. That's what we pay for, right? Of course, if SG does it, it's because, you know what I mean? But, right, right. Especially when you've got maybe 4 or 5 people who are absolute, they are like they set their eye on Ray and they can't not there's no way that Bobos did what she did in my opinion. Sorry. I think that if she is going through something, then I wish her the best. I really do. But throughout this time period with Bobos, whom I thought about today, where in a live stream where a person had just said that was back when I was a coyote, and we said, what's a coyote? And they said they smuggle people, like human trafficking, pretty much, basically. And then they showed a picture of them with a mariachi band. And Pink, not I Heart Pink, but Pink said, is that a mariachi band? And he said, yes. Well, from that, I became a racist. And everybody was going after it. Now, Bobo was the coordinator of that whole, oh, she's a racist, stuck up white bitches, right? Because somebody, like I saw somebody in Chicken Winners say to her, you were warned about SV and S2 when you first came into this community. Bobo said the same. So we got people going around there, that they just jump on anybody new and start warning them. And trust me, right? I was watching. Well, first of all, that RR that wasn't around, I told you guys that's one that you can look and see that they changed. I see Rachel Reed still be going around in that nitty one too. Like, whoa. So I started to look and see, the way the others are talking in terms, and I'm like, I think that bitch had about 3 accounts in his live stream. You know? So here's the thing. I'm trying to say a lot. Now we've got 46 people here, and we got Hidden Blessings talking. One warrior. Well, me and her, two. Two warriors and 45 people that would watch me and you get slaughtered and would stand there in silence, thinking that'll never happen to me. Now we got 47 that would stand in silence and know that everything I'm saying right here is not crazy. I'm reading you guys exactly the last. Hi, Tanger. 3 warriors that would speak up. Yeah, exactly. That's what I remind myself of. When I look at the number, it's not discouraging to me because the number is high. So they're interested. They're just really like, it's unfortunate because we know warriors when we see them, and we know what we're talking about is real. It's real. Like, yeah, I'm glad, that we got 3 intelligent people here because I want to read something. Chicken. I want to read you something. I think I appreciate you coming out of the bushes. Thank you so much. Now, and in no way, shape, or form, please, anyone, you're exactly right, Tangent. Another good point. Another good point. Uh, want anybody to think anything. I am just reading out of the Bible that prudently so kindly sent me, which I love having it right near me. Right now. And I was thinking about what recently, Chicken Winter was saying about transgender and feelings like that, and that she believes what is in the Bible and mental, stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna read to you a little story here, uh, Chicken Winter, and you tell me if it was evening when the two angels came to Sodom. Lot was sitting at Sodom's city gate. Seeing them, he rose up to meet them and bowed to the ground. And he said, "My lords, turn aside, I beg of you, into your servant's house, and spend the night and bathe your feet. Then you can arise early and go on your way." But they said, "No, we will spend the night in the square." Lot insisted and urged them greatly until they yielded, and with him entered his house. And he made them a dinner. Now, in parentheses, it says with drinking, which I think that's with drinking, okay, and had unleavened bread, which he baked, and they ate. Before they lay down, the men of the city of Sodom, both young and old, no, no, listen, just listen. It's almost done. I'm almost done. Just stay, Tantra, please. But before they lay down, the men of the city of Sodom, both young and old, all the men from every quarter. It's not a conversation. This is not a conversation. I'm just reading about that because she's not here anyway, so she can't answer. All the men from every quarter surrounded the house, and they called to Lot and said, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them, be intimate with them." And Lot went out of the door to the men and shut the door after him and said, "I beg of you, my brothers, do not behave so wickedly. Look now, I have two daughters who are virgins. Let me, I beg of you, bring them out to you, and you can do as you please with them." Now, I don't have like a real opinion on how things are. I believe the heart wants what the heart wants when it comes to, you know, stuff that's not even what we were talking about. Like, what I'm saying is, if you want to yell at the top of your lungs, Chicken Winter, about you go by how things by the, Bible, like that's scary. Does that mean you throw your daughters out there? You know what I'm saying? Things aren't like that, and you gotta admit, you saying, "I'm just playing a prank on her, I'm just pulling a leg, oh, who cares," and all that stuff, it's not. So words matter. When people talk about freedom of speech, it doesn't mean hate speech. It can cause violence, discrimination, mental health problem. People take their lives. I mean, not, and I'm not just talking to Chicken. I'm talking to a lot of people. Oh, it was an animal. Probably saw a real one. What? Hidden blessings. A real one. What? Owl. A real one. What? I'll do all the work. Don't worry. I can't have that stuff there, like, because based on certain events in the last couple of days, I, I gotta, take this serious because, and really make a move on like writing letters and to like legislate and stuff like that. So if just speaking about it is too much, I mean, that was like a what, like a 3 minute little thing there. Is to make a point that, Bible thumping for people for, a certain thing is like, unless you're gonna, you know, think of everything, then people don't get it. Thank you. Thank you, Tander. People don't get it both ways, they don't get to say, oh, this is good in the Bible when right in the same sentence there's something in there that you know dang well you wouldn't do. So just because you wouldn't do something, don't make it like somebody is a sinner. You would not throw your daughters out there, hopefully. So don't say somebody, you know what I mean? You can't be like that. You don't get it both ways. You don't get to be, man, I'm not just talking to one person. There's a lot of people, there's a lot. It's a loaded topic for me, Tanger. That's why when you say, people say, oh, why does things go back to her cancer? Because it's, that's what I know. Just like, I don't know, like, I'm just saying, if it's a loaded topic for you, then you must be educated in some way. So, you know, it's important for people if, Annette is going to make a video saying, and although I did appreciate her bringing up, the uh, cancer stuff, at the end of the day, though, and if it was ever, money wasn't the issue to be able to take something like this to court. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because it's really about the fact that these people, a lot of people will go around spouting out freedom of speech, and there's a big difference between hate speech and, I mean, like that movie was The Mist, and that lady, somebody like threw a can and it hit her in the head because she was one of those people who would be standing there doing that, going, that's a sin, sinner, sinner, eat them first. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll keep checking back if that ever happens. Or maybe I'll just say trigger warning before that, but check back if you know what I'm saying? I didn't think it would trigger it though, because it was so quick, and it was, the point was, using the Bible like that too, or something is can incite such an anger in crowds, maybe, back when they were like, hang on, putting out. Here's the thing, though, only with our voices and our, actions can we fight that. Martin Luther King, he said, when we become silent, that's when we die. And that is true. And with social media, on the flip side, used the right way by by people who, I mean, if there's 45 people in here listening, they can't all be just sitting here listening. Hi, Zombie Queen. Love you. They can't all be sitting here listening, thinking, I disagree so much with what she's saying. They're not. You know? Thank you. Thank you so much. You know they're enjoying. I mean, not enjoying. They're saying to themselves, maybe I'm hoping they're saying to themselves, that's right. These people who are saying we go by the Bible. That's just one, for instance, that I'm bringing up. It's not the context of, anything, to do with homosexuality. The point is, a lot of people will use that, the Bible, which is a great book. In no way, shape, or form am I putting down the Bible, but I suggest you read it before you hide behind it. You know, you can hide behind it though, because there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that can really inspire you and give you hope. I suggest you use it for every reason other than to sit there screeching out that people are sinners. And if you're going to say, I can, I can say you have a sexually transmitted disease because you have referred to my eating and my weight. Your weight, now I don't care if you're skinny or slim or beautiful, is obvious. Maybe not obvious, like if I was guessing your weight at the carnival, I'm not, I'm saying it's visible. It's visible. But trust me, that when I tell you that if Sharon or anyone in the world has sex with somebody and they have something, whether it be something like that or anything else, but especially that, by law, hi Maureen, it is a crime if she had it. But she put up a video. Now I want people to know something before I know where this is gonna go with some people. Oh, are Sharon and SG talking? No, no. The chances of that are, never, probably. In my opinion, never. Because it gets to a point where it's just painful, like if you like somebody, there are characteristics in them that you really like. You do miss talking to them, but you know that anything that you said was not. Um, Thank you, Venom Lessons. Thank you. That means a lot coming from you. It would mean a lot coming from anybody, to be quite honest, but especially you, because you're a wise owl. um, but because of the fact it just so happens that it is her who it's occurring, to, so of course, if she speaks out about it and even uses, like what I just said, she showed a video saying, oh, look, there, right? But the bottom line is that, like, I don't even know why fucking Earth. I hope Carrie Ann B takes that video down too. Where you should. It is illegal to display, but I know that Raven has passed away right now. But I don't know why Earth even put that death certificate up there. But anyhow, it is what it is. It was a long time ago, and every fucking time these people want to get out of something that happened a long time ago, they go, "Let it go. It was a long time ago." Unless it's me or Sharon, and that's a fact. Now, that doesn't mean we're friends. Don't mean we're talking. But things are what they are. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and go, it doesn't happen to her when it is. But today, when I looked at videos, today they were sharing that numbers. You know what I mean? So, or you can see in the same live stream, both of us were being pretty abused. I am speaking on that too because the PEDO stuff and the other stuff that's really bad. I mean, but you did it, Sharon, because you showed that clip of that community post that I don't have anymore. 6 Mile Mary sent it to you. Wonder why? Trying to stir shit. Trying to stir shit. I noticed Tom never talks about 6 Mile Mary being his buddy, but I'm on your channel now. I'm just sorry. I was surprised, but not really surprised. Like, whoa, that's who sent you that fucking clip. That, that, because Gearhead, thank you very much, was smart enough to say, not a clip, it was a screenshot. Say, and I appreciate Gearhead. I've noticed he's been saying a couple of things lately. You know, yeah, I watch. You know, because hey, it's life. They don't call reality shows. They don't feel like real life is good enough to be on. Like in the public's eyes. This is reality. All right, get over it, folks. It's not like I step off the sound stage, change my costume, and get the makeup person. This is real life. Admit you like being on YouTube, and you're here, and that's it. It's just another form of communication. That's all it is. There's nothing to be ashamed of if you like YouTube. Yes. Some people I notice like a lot more people on Facebook are all like, pictures of their food and their wedding rings and their nails. You know, flash these people. They want to show off what they got. The Facebook shit. But on YouTube, it's a little. So hey, it's the next step up. Hey, you know. So if we can start anywhere, I think. I mean, I need suggestions. And even if you don't want to talk in here, but you're the type of person who's good at, in your state. I don't know what states people are in, but writing your thoughts and just saying, like, I'm telling you that we have, if we can set the precedent, we're not looking to sue anybody. I'm looking for this to be the crime, because if there's no motivation for people to fucking, what is it? Like, act right, man. Fucking act right. Sometimes the motivation has to be, you know, innocent people are becoming the criminal, right? Or feeling like they are. And while real disgustingness is slipping by. So, I mean, we'll become like a whole world just brainwashed because we just want to live and be in peace and joy around us. But I think about it all the time, like, not all the time, but sometimes I'll be walking down the street and I think, oh my God, like, what if it ever became like one of those cities I see? Like, because even our biggest cities, aren't like that. Um, Thank you, Hidden Blessings. I appreciate saying that. But I will first purposely and only briefly force myself to imagine the houses around me boarded up and overgrown. And I mean, if you do nothing about it. See, so I'm not talking just about, myself. I'm having a hard time having a lot of people feel safe enough to talk about what they're feeling strong about. And that is the one thing that Sharon, I will say, is that that's the one thing that I guess if Chicken Winter was to say two peas in a pod, that I would have to agree that I have also seen Sharon at times, if it's right, even though she does do things a little differently than me, but I do have to give it to her that if it is right and it's happening to me, or it's wrong, she'll say it. Even if we're not getting along, she'll say it. So uh, her opinions, I don't know, sometimes they change like the weather, but maybe if that fucking 6 Mile Mary was sending something like that, maybe, this is just a hypothetically saying, just a theory, Tom says, hey, 6 Mile Mary, I send you, this, and you send this screenshot to, you know, and then there's Chicken Winter too, like making that whole fucking thing go. You see, like hitting up that whole shit. Like, there I am defending because they know that's how I am. And that's how Sharon is. So if they go after one of our friends, they know we'll defend. And Chicken Winter would be like, oh, actually, I got So what I'm saying is just, hi, Keith. I hope you are too. I feel better now. Right now, I feel calmer and um, I feel calmer right now getting this out because I feel like that is a good example of just one case of people who will try to manipulate people with the use of the Bible. I've seen, though, in net, it's saying something Bible study. Now, I know that we've read the Bible, but I don't know the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible is many different things. It's a great story. I'll tell you the one thing I'm really, though, disturbed about. If anybody wants to send me the book of Maccabees, please do, because it doesn't have it in here in this particular version of the Bible. The book, Maccabees. Not the book of, but Maccabees isn't in there. But Maccabees, to me, is so important because that is what made me believe that I could give some credence to the Bible because they spoke in that particular section of the Bible of Alexander the Great, of Cleopatra, Ptolemy, people that I learned about in history that you can look up and say, oh, they existed. Whoever wrote this and put this all together, some of this has got to be true. Maybe I can take it to heart. Somebody told me, yeah, don't even take it to heart. As big as the Bible, you don't want that. You want to take it to heart. But not in the way where you're sitting here going, sinners, sinners. No, 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 no. And then saying, here's a Bible quote, you know, No, no, no. Use it and tell me how you're using it because the Bible is open up. It's open for interpretation in many different ways. I've read that section before and been like, oh, that's fucked up. But now I read it and I hope it's working for us to understand. Not everything they did was right then. So don't use that as your guide. Use your heart. There's something inside people, like the visceral feelings where you get goosebumps. For lack of a better word, God gives you that. That's in your DNA. Like he thought of you. For lack of a different word, a supreme person. Somebody who designed everything, like with color and depth. He thought of you too. And then like said, I'm gonna put myself right there in that DNA. Because if you read in the Bible, they do mention DNA basically. Like where they can tell. Seriously. I'll search. I'll search for it and I'll talk. This is no Bible study, trust me. I just want, I need to make a difference or try. But I can't do it alone. I can try alone, but I can't do it alone. So even if you're silent, but you can write a good letter to, and you're thinking, and do like I said, walk down the street and imagine. Go look at a video of the worst places to live in the US and make it a recent one and ask yourself, oh my God. And then look back at one of an older, and I don't mean older like on YouTube, I mean, Google old people, or even I bet on YouTube you could find one from the 60s or the 70s, not the 70s. Go back a little further if you're going to Detroit, but even if you went to the 80s or 90s, I'm sure of these times, they weren't like that. Now, we can question all we want. How did it get that way? Where did those people go? What are they going to do? They can't, right? Walk. Okay, I will. Thank you. I appreciate that. It doesn't come across my screen when I'm like doing the live stream because should I do it now? You want me to? I'll look now. I can look now. Hold on. Okay, hold on. No, no, I'm looking right now. I can do it. I can do it and talk at the same time. Although I did forget where I was at. Right, I'll go back to writing letters. People who stay silent, and I know that sometimes to type into a room, you'd have to. Oh, and thank you, by the way. Um, who maybe I can't talk and do it at the same time. I gave myself too much credit. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. What should I say? I even rolled my R's. Por favor. No, I know what I was saying. The only way I can like you could tell somebody to imagine it was you, this, that, and the other. But I'm not saying to imagine it was you. Uh, I actually did it the first time the other day. Was walking down the street. I was walking my dog, and I was picturing if my neighborhood became like the ones I see in those videos. I did it so brief. It was so scary. It was so scary. And I feel like, you know, how people will say, and they say, oh, well, I hope it really isn't the end of the world. It's coming and this, that, and the other thing. I think we can do something about it. I really believe that. And I think that it really starts with using, in my opinion, social media as a platform to basically be like, we're not gonna take it, but not in that kind of way, not fierce or anything, but just look at the city and think that will be around sometime as coming to a city near you. And you just don't know. Like, imagine if you were sitting on your porch and all of a sudden you saw, like, you know, all these people coming up the street, like, doing something. Wouldn't you be like, I'd be scared that they were going to burn my house down or something. You're outside just at that moment, like, oh no. That I'm sorry, I'm going to admit it. That would scare me. It would really, really. I'm still looking. I'm still looking. Yeah, these are some silly, silly stuff that is blocked here. Smoking booty. Mohammed's old shrimp day. Beautiful women dancing. uh, that perfect for me. Wait, let me keep going. SG is my favorite trainer. Munch, Trump, Johnny Marine, Scammer Alert, Pete's Mustache. The internet is serious business. Brooklyn Biatch. Cadillac Converter Man. The fuck is this shit? Right? Uh, Survivor Girl. Munchie. My sister. Tickle My Taco. Gummer Hummer. Cult of Satan. Munchie. Tom Ray sent me to serial kill your mods. What the fuck? Yeah, well, I think it's kind of you to be. I'm still looking. I'm still looking through the blacklist here. Um, Rat Face. Two of my daughter. Chicken Head. Donut. I don't know why I would block Donut. I don't mind donuts. One of Tanger. One that says STFU. I'm a victim. Fubar. Help me. SG Day Queen. No more psycho. Sensual soldier. Munchie. Slippery pickle. Do you believe how many there is here? So vile, girl. Hidden blessings. I'm not hidden blessings, hidden blessings. Uh, Fatso Judson, Roscoe, Bustin' Up, Weasel's Willie. Wow. Still not finding chicken winner though. Can you believe it? They make me go through all of these. Can't they put them in alphabetical order? Isn't it crazy? Self-rising yeast. Like Tanger's brain. Crazy. Then you gotta save it. Then you gotta go back to it. It's not easy. It is not an easy task. Let's see if it's on the second list. Blow up Dolly. Uh, Chicken Hood. Is that you? Chicken Hood? You changed your name, right? There we go. I would have thought that was a. Yeah, I did block your brain. There, I got it. I blocked your brain. Tanger's brain. Tanger's brain. Yeah, I just, I just feel like it's gonna take more than if we really want to see a change and not have it, come to a neighborhood near us soon. You know what I mean? Like, eh, then we do have to start like doing. I'm ashamed of chicken. Oh, well, I like the avatar for Shelly. Is that Pluto? Or Goofy. When I went to Disney World, I chased that thing. I chased it around. I chased Goofy around because I love Goofy, and I'm sure whoever played him, it wasn't like I chased him around. It just seemed like he was everywhere I went. Hey, that's a way to put it, right? I wasn't stalking them. They were just everywhere I went. They were whenever I saw him, I'd be like, Goofy! Oh, I just made my dog jump. Sorry, but yeah, I'm sure anybody with headphones on too. I try not to do that, but see, I got excited when I thought of Goofy. I love Disney World. I feel like a kid again at Disney World. I just love it. Life can be fun, but it really does depend on other people's actions too. We can't do it alone. We can't. We can't. We're up against people where the same things that happen to rich people that can afford attorneys are, happening to people that can't, and we have to feel like we don't matter. But in the meantime, um, okay, Andrew, you know, we, uh, we matter. Our character matters. The future of like our jobs matter. The future of safety of our kids matter. The future safety. I be going through fucking videos on YouTube, right? And I don't mean people I know, just the feed, the home like feed. And this video, it's not. I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I reported it though, but it didn't get taken down because it's still there. It's even like giving me a visceral reaction right now. The lady has no pants on. Okay, she's naked from the waist down. It's popping up on the feed. It's like, what the fuck is this? Am I looking for nudity? Like, what the fuck? And then to report it, why even have a box marked sexual content if, like, hello? I'm not trying to be all like, oh, like, well, whatever. Bottom line is, I don't care. We don't need that to be popping up. It wasn't broken before when the dirty magazines were behind the counter or covered by something. That was a good thing. I mean, okay, maybe the person who's on the cover doesn't mind it being seen, but what about her parents? Maybe her parents didn't want that. Or maybe her parents, she doesn't want that. I don't give a shit. There was something to be said for privacy. Like, if you were trying to get away from, hi, Sandra Day, if you were trying to get away from, you know, um, oh, what, the naked lady? No way. Are you talking about the naked lady or hidden bottom? Which we're talking about open fronts, not hidden bottom. Just kidding. She goes, sorry, late. As if she's late for something like it's work. Yeah, you're late. I'm doxing you, Sandra. Ain't that some shit? Wow. I mean, I'm sure it has nothing to do with net. I mean, I'm gonna look closer next time. I wonder if it was her. No, sir, I'm just kidding. Probably got something to just do with the thing net on it, like internet or something, or maybe the lady's name is in it. Who knows what they tag? One time, one time at band camp, no, sir. One time on Facebook, I got like a friend request from someone, and I just wanted to check out their, you know, I mean, I knew them, but they had moved away to California or something. And I just wanted to check out his Facebook page. So, and I looked at his friends, and there was one when the avatar was very, very sexual, but she had listed that she was a teacher at a certain school in, I believe, Baltimore. It was, and I'm like, wow, that doesn't seem like normal that somebody would put their job and be practically naked in their avatar as a if they're a teacher. I mean, my God. So I clicked on it, uh, and there was quite a few of these people, these women, and all of them were listing this Baltimore school as their job. Now, the Baltimore school, it would highlight, it said occupation, and the school, it would highlight. So I clicked that to see if it went to a real school or what the hell was going on. Well, it did go to a real school. And, and they had pictures of kids, and it seemed like it very legit, a very legit school, probably in the, like inner city. I wasn't sure, whatever, didn't matter. I like research, everything seemed to check out. So I called them, and the lady answered. I said, I told her I was calling from, the state I'm in, and told her what I just told you guys. I said, and thing is that they're all using your school as their occupation, and it's the actual link to your social media page. And I mean, they definitely. So she went, like I emailed her the link or whatever, and she was on the phone with me while she did it, and she looked and she said, "Oh my God, those aren't any of our teachers." I mean, they were clearly soliciting, and they were young, and it seemed to be like another language or something. They were really young too, which was kind of disturbing because a couple of the guys was on the that was in their on their Facebook pages, like who they associate with, I guess. They were all like another language, um, and just looked like little punks. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I was like, are these fuckers, sex trafficking or something? Because that'd be really horrible. And they're putting that their teachers at that school, like, freebirds could go there and sit outside, or the school could end up with a really bad, bad, bad reputation. It, so the lady said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get right on this. Thank you so much." Um, well, yeah, a kid looking at that page, it probably would link them to that Facebook page, those Facebook pages too. Oh, just really bad. I wonder if they were like grooming people from there on there. Horrible. So glad I called. So glad. The lady was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna take care of this right now." I do find it so weird though that that property shit, chosen ones in Florida, and I didn't even think of it. You know what? I didn't think of it because I didn't know. I didn't know. But when I'm so glad that you came in here, Shelly. Though, and seriously, I really am because it was stupid shit. You know what I mean? It was like, no, it was definitely not worth fighting about. Like where I was like open mouth, like, oh my God, what? Because you like somebody and you're like, oh, you want to like them, and you're like, wow, just things are so hard in life, but it's like I don't want I don't want what's happening in like around us in cities and stuff. I don't want it to be what is it, revelation, and I don't think that anything has to be. I don't think that I see these like people who would be able to convince people, oh, the end of the world is coming. Look at Revelations, right? It's written. But I think more or less it's probably to say, so hey, don't do what they did. Maybe that had already happened and somebody wrote it down, and but people can say, look, this is coming. So there's nothing we can do, just give it up. And in the meantime, shit's falling down on us. because we're giving up and believing what people who probably, you know, you, you know, um, and it wasn't a problem at all. So it was easy. It was easy. Because I, I just, I don't like people like being accused of stuff if they were trying to do something nice. And at the end of the day, you were trying to do something nice, I think. And I don't understand the calling you out on it part. Like, even whether or not it was like what it was, but to me, it seems like I still don't understand. Like, if you say, then she said, well, I said thank you, but there should be no but. And like, to me, it seemed like it was maybe an olive branch from you and got turned into something totally fucked up. Like, which, that's on her. How, we handle what happened between us is between us. But I think that, like I was thinking the other day, I was like, I like chicken wings. But I was surprised that you could see me talking in there. I, um, which then I felt shitty that I had blocked you here, but I just unblocked you. Um, no, I didn't know anything about what you were doing. I know, and that person lies they deny kept saying, so you, SG, and God knew about it. Like, what the fuck? Weirdo. You mean you lied when you said you didn't send it, but you probably sent it initially with good intentions. Like the road to hell is paved with good intention. Bye, hidden blessings. What, you got a boyfriend lately? Where you been lately? You got a boyfriend? Sure, just kidding. Yeah, I know. I know. But when you gave it to her, you didn't expect her to make a video about it, right? Like, I feel like you gave it to her with all good intention. That's what I think. I don't think like you were like, she's gonna make a video. I don't think you knew that at all. Right. So you weren't lying to begin with. You defended yourself. You know what I mean? Like, what you did is understandable, but the way when you were like, because I just figured I'd just be like them, that was where we were all like, yeesh. You know what I mean? Because we could understand the good intent, you know what I mean? Like the olive branch kind of thing, or just encouraging. Well, yeah, well, right, but I still don't think you thought she was going to make a video about it. Like, you didn't say, hey, make a video. You probably didn't think she was going to say anything about it. I would assume. I don't say anything about any things because that's why I was surprised when she said, but, but that is true because you know what? Because they're in the middle of one of my live streams, I go, and I want to check and see if that's really chicken winners. So I did kind of slip up and say that chicken winners, because I was like certain that it was going to be like not the right one. but it was. So then I like faded off. And I was like, well, I don't think someone could. So I was confused, but then I saw the date and it said February 10th and January 24th. So the date didn't show. And so I was like, but even if you did do it recent, it seemed to me because I don't say anything. Not that I don't ever appreciate because I don't want anybody saying, oh, she did say that she didn't know if you want. Well, if you don't know if someone wants to remain anonymous, then don't do it. I mean, once the anonymity is gone, ain't no like taking the words back. And then they go, well, I kind of did want you to. One time, uh, somebody, um, TM had sent me something, right? And I was live, right? So she sent me something. Not, I don't mean money or something like that. I mean, it was like, I don't know, pictured or something. Something about what I was talking about while I was live. She sent me. So I go, oh, and so I don't know if it was a picture or it was whatever it was. She texted me during my live, like she was watching my live stream and texted me. This is a long, long time ago, like when I was like new doing live stream. And I mean, not saying it couldn't happen again that I would do this, but um, well, anyway, I figure if she's gonna send it to me while I'm live, right? And she knew I was talking about it, then it would be. But as soon as I go, oh, Tiffany just sent me this, right? She texted me, don't tell anyone I sent it. Right? So, well, of course I had just done that. So I was like, oh, uh, um, uh, I like didn't even know what to say. And then she texted me, just kidding. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. But that is a funny way to do something, right? Send somebody something, wait till they. But what kills me with Sharon is you definitely would say, you and you too. I fucking say, I'm gonna send you a private email so that it's just between us, and then you fucking just blurt it out. Like, what the fuck? I mean, if there was something that was less, like real easy for you to find and didn't show privacy, like I'd rather you like told me about the issue privately so I would know because I thought I had privacy settings in place on that account. So if something was easy for you to find, I'd prefer that you had told me in private and said, "Oh, I don't know, you know, what sent her the money on purpose." So I guess you kind of thought she would make a video, is what you're saying. Oh, uh-uh. Well, then I don't understand that. I never would do that. That's just me. But you're you, I'm me. Um, oh, you lied about it being on purpose. No, you lied about. I know you lied about it on purpose, like meaning I didn't send you money. But I'm saying that could be like perceived. Well, no, we looked at that like we could understand why you would do that because she made a video about it. Like I understand, but I'm not understanding. I understand it better when I say it. I know myself so well. I'm picking up what I'm laying down. I got me. Anyway, I've been on here for a little over an hour and a half. And I know you guys miss my old 12-hour ones, but yeah, I got things I gotta do. I appreciate you all. And really, if you're a good letter writer, then write to anything. I mean, I'd love it if we could all like really think about how can we use this open platform to make a change. Like, how can we really do it? How can we be heard? How can we really, really be heard? Well, maybe now you won't even do it again and realize, fuck it, I'm happy just being a friend. And then use the $10 to go, I don't know, send it to the Orphan Wildlife Center. The Orphan Wildlife Center is so, so wonderful. I worry about them because they're old. They're old. And I always wonder what happened to the bears. Did they have any kids? They never talk about any kids. What if something happened? I've got to write them a letter. I mean, what am I going to say? Adopt me. No, and it's not, it wouldn't be weird because I've seen them every year for like as long as I can remember until COVID. And then they had to sell their rig, right? And the rig would, they would do 2 shows. And the shows with the bears, and the bear would spoon him. Can you imagine being spooned by a bear? Could you? Isn't that the best thing ever? Spooned by the bear. He wanted him to lie down with him. And Jim was a big guy, Like the Kodiak bear, Jimbo, was huge. And when he would like, and when he like, the rig, the fair, close to the animals, but it wasn't. It was 2 shows they would do. I believe it was the Wisconsin one. Hi, Ginger. The Wisconsin one and the Big E. And it was just to make, they would only charge $1. Then they went up to $2, but you could stay in there as long as you want and 2 for 3. And if you go like when he's feeding them and they're, I mean, man, in for a treat. And it's the cheapest thing at the fair. It really is. And it's all air conditioned in there. Like it used to fold out too, like get really big. It's like an 18-wheeler, the back semi. And it's a bear country because they're out of New York, and it would fold out. It had piped in music, central air. We didn't feel it on the outside, of course, because God forbid we should sweat or hear music. But the bears did, and they had their swings. And then when they would come in, you could tell like one bear favored his wife. I think it was Judy, and the other one was laying down, and he wanted him to lay down, and he did, and he spooned him. put his arm around him. How crazy is that? I'm saying that they're like, they got their claws, and you know what? One time he was sharing something with him, with one of them, could be him or most of them are hers. And the bear, like, he'd take a bite of whatever it was. I mean, he wasn't like sharing, like, sharing his spoon or anything. The bear sitting right next to him, like on her butt, like sitting with her legs out or whatever. And fucking, he says he'd take a bite of what it was and then give her one. But the amazing thing is like she would wait in between, and she's a bear. And people think, bear, run. Here's this guy next to a bear sharing food, and the bear is waiting, like, in between, you take a bite, she gets a bite, you take a bite. Waiting pig, they just love people, and, you know, I'm sorry, I just feel really bad about, you know, poor bears. Is that okay? Let's end it on that note, okay? Hey, you guys, I'm so glad you guys came in, and kindness is free. Encouragement means everything, even in the form of a thumbs up, just a love, just anything. And regardless of to me, out there, like everywhere, but even to yourself. But don't be all like, I'm fine with joy at home, because somewhere, someone's, miles away from you, but it's starting. And if we let it go, it creeps in. And I don't mean like people, bad people. I don't mean that. I mean, like, think about the times when it wasn't broken. So they came in, thought they had to fix it, charge more. We were fine coming in when the lights were on, this, that, and the other thing. And if we think about it, it'd be very simple for us to utilize things in ways where, well, first of all, let's be for real. As for the Constitution, every state has its own Constitution. So that's fucked up. All right. Because we all learn the Constitution and we think, okay, that's the Constitution. But no, every state has a different one. Now, and we all want to go, freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. Well, let's just think about this. We get that, but hate speech is, not okay. And like, if you were somewhere and people were like, fuck her, and they did, and would you be like, they were cheering them on to do that horrible thing? Or would you say they're just practicing their freedom of speech? Come on. There's differences. There is differences. And words matter and they make a difference. So do actions. But what usually starts people's actions are words. Remember, people would be like, burn it, when you're somebody and they peel out and burn rubber, It's the encouragement of that, of others. You got to be aware of what you're saying. And that matters. And there's always going to be assholes because we know throughout history, and people have given many horrible people platforms and they've incited wars. So if we're going to learn from history, we have to realize that, okay, does anybody get a right to a speedy trial? No, not much. God knows what happens to a mother waiting to get on trial. Sometimes it's 3 years, 4 years, and you're found innocent. Could you fucking imagine that? You lost everything. Maybe this happened to you in jail, that happened to you in jail. So while we're all screaming about freedom of speech, and it doesn't matter what people are saying, there's people losing their entire fucking lives, everything, to be found innocent. How about that violation of Constitution? No, they want us focusing on freedom of speech. Yes, keep saying evil stuff. Oh, we don't get, What do we make money from? We don't give a fuck. We're immune to it. We already signed the paperwork. We get our money. Oh, yeah, yeah, we give you privacy guidelines and all this stuff, you know. We write that, you know. We write that. And, right, consequences are the actions. Exactly. But, and hence some people end up sitting in jail waiting for their right to a speedy trial that they don't get. So everybody knows that if somebody said, hey, we're gonna do this, you call in a BOMB threat, you ain't got freedom of speech to that. It's terrorism. People know right from wrong. If there's people who are immune from being responsible of right or wrong, they have no motivation to keep it up. They don't need to. Whatever we do, we're immune. We signed a paper, right? Yeah, yeah, we'll give them some privacy guidelines, shit, but yeah, nah. Yeah, we don't care. Court of law, we're immune. Well, hell yeah, some people's lives get destroyed, but how much do they mean to the world? I mean, like, can I do something to Jack Sparrow? Plus, he's got the money for an attorney, but a person who can easily be affected around you in your locality. And that's what it's going to affect. And it just can't happen that way. I mean, because they can't have it both ways. Right to a speedy trial. That the workload is overwhelming. Well, too fucking bad. You say it in the Constitution, right? No. And that one there is another incident of a constitutional right that, at the end of the day, every state has its own constitution, but it fucks the innocent man and the poor man because you cannot pay to get out on bail if bail is offered. So you don't get a right to speedy trial because you're poor. Freedom of speech will probably not fuck up the rich guy like Johnny Depp, but it will fuck up the poor guy and his job, even how trivial it may be. He matters. We matter. We matter. And we're the majority, really. If they're 1%, then that makes us 99, and we are the majority. And we need to start realizing that our voices matter. But when we become silent, is definitely done. I mean, don't speak of Martin Luther King and praise him if you can't, once in a while live by what he said. You know, we become silent is when we die, but we become silent because on the flip side, Lipstick, people will discourage people who want to give out, you know, kind messages and say, oh, don't go as low as them, though. You know, oh, turn the other cheek. That's what they'll pull that one out then. Turn the other cheek. Freedom of speech, but turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? There has to be structure. And every state having its own constitution is definitely not structure. Easier to address the violations of the Constitution when we're working with one. So we have to. It can be done. We can make this work. We can fix things between ourselves if we really try. Really make a concerted effort, or at least believe. You'll feel better because at least you're trying, right? I do when I talk about it, but I really want to do it, and I'm lacking myself in motivation. So hopefully, as a whole, like we can encourage each other. That would be so great if we could write letters or figure it out, or if someone would come up with a form letter like that we could all send out to our or something, just some ideas, toss them around. Let's use the social media platform for the purpose of, yes, freedom of speech, but good speech. Let's not let good speech like get ruined. You know, there's a lot of manipulation in what they're saying because we know it isn't true. Like freedom of speech, they're only letting us focus on that so that we don't overlook the other shit. Hey, united we stand, divided we fall. These are just my opinions and my thoughts. Um, Kindness is free. Encouragement means everything. Steel sharpens steel. Peace, love, and happiness. Have a great night. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here.